All right, so listen. I went through this labyrinth, and I've been seeing some community opinion already, and people are like, "Oh, this is the easiest thing ever." I will tell you now, okay, and maybe I'm wrong here. I definitely could suck. I could definitely suck here, but this labyrinth is not easy in the capacity that if you don't have RNG, you're screwed, okay? Because they've changed this like heavily. So I did make it to the depths officially. I'm in there, but it is very funky how this labyrinth is designed. Okay, I am telling you now, and I'll show it to you in the gameplay. Yeah, and I'll play the gameplay in a second, but I want to give you like my few tips here and like info. So first, like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Thank you for that. And again, let me know what you think when it comes out of global. You'll kind of see what I'm trying to say here. But like forming the team this time is much harder. You really have to have a little bit of RNG to pull the character you're looking for, because they removed like the more character drop spots. Correct. So in this labyrinth, basically you have one shop on every floor and one character pick on both sides. So you can only get one shop and one character pick. So 2 characters per floor. That is how it works. Which, okay, it's pretty whack, but yeah, most of the time you're gonna get out CC'd by the boss, and the boss is sometimes shred. And it's pretty cool in the capacity also. They gave you like this like long passive thing, which every time you attack an enemy, you give ignites, correct? Every time you start a turn, each character gets a different buff. It's like Reinhardt's passive, basically, where it gives you like evasion, it gives you you can't die, it gives you attack increase or damage reduction. So one of the 4, right? So it's like a randomized thing that also occurs, which is pretty cool. And there is one more thing, which I'm now gonna forget. But it does have some like unique things in this labyrinth, which is really nice in my opinion. Okay, but they made this one whack. Okay, there's no heals after every boss. If you are like kind of suffering, you will not get heals. You will have to use one character and solo every floor up until you get a character pick, which is like a lot of the floors. So I'll play the gameplay for you. You can take a look into it, right? But it is crazy to me how they did that. Again, it's not hard. It's not hard to say. It's mainly like stupid. That's what the word is, right? You'll go through a few attempts. It's not like, oh my god, I can't do this. I can't beat this at all in comparison to maybe some other ones, but it's definitely easier. It's just stupid. Simple as that. It's like the easiest way to say it. Because like you'll get to a point, yeah, you have your full team built, and you may not get the passive you're looking for. Now, doesn't really matter. Passives aren't heavy on this one, but the characters are. So you got to get like a solid Perg melee team, which demons are kind of the way in my opinion. It's either demon or goddesses. I don't really like the human comps. There's no such thing as them like slapping real good, but I think that Goddess and Demon are just the way to go, okay? You have to build that again. And the starting roster is cool. The starting roster is really cool. You have a choice between Demon Cusack, the new one. You have a choice between Goddess Elizabeth, the new one, and the new Fez King, the new Weird King, right? Which, again, that's pretty nice. Now, I will say this. I'm going to be very honest with you. I do not like this labyrinth. This one was weird to me, okay? I like it where you have multiple chances to pick a character because my RNG is not good, okay? And I went 2 rounds where I didn't get my Yale or Pergamelli, and I was mortified. I'm like, what the fudge am I building? What team am I building? I don't even know if Berserk Esterosa is in this, or maybe I don't own him on this account, so I couldn't get him. But I could not, for the life of me, get a solid demon team completed. So I got onto Escanor. So basically, it took me 3 attempts. This is my 4th attempt, basically. But my first attempt, I died to Bon, because Bon is an annoying boss. He's the second boss, by the way. The first attempt, I was with Melly. First attempt was that. Second attempt was... I have no idea, actually. One of them was Melly. I stupidly died to Melly because if you lower his HP, I learned that too, he will crit you automatically and just like murder you. So you have to like kind of one-shot him from 50% to like 0. So that's also a tip there. But, one of the attempts was Escanor, and he is annoying. He's a green. Middle one is, I believe, blue, and then Melly is red. So again, similar boss system like that. I would say, in my fullest opinion, Liz is useless. People just said use Liz because you're going to like get Maya later on. I think Cusack's the way. I think just form Demon Team. That is the best way. That's the most progression every single time because Cusack will slap the crap out of Melly, the first boss. So you're already cheesed that one. Now, in the middle floor, there's going to be a lot of floors where you're going to go solo because your team is going to die. There are no heals. There are no revives. There are nothing on floor loot. So you have to rely on soloing or hoping lifesteal occurs where you have both your characters alive. Most of the time when I did it, it was only one character alive in the middle floors. And I was just trying to go and acquire new characters. And you'll get out CC'd a ton by the bosses because your characters are just going to die sometimes. It's just how it is, right? And they're not giving you good characters, like good demons at the start, other than, Cusack. So you have to sit there and just suffer, okay? But when you do make it to the point, after the final shop or character pick on the second floor will have a chance at festival units, and it has a chance at Meliodas. So up to you if you want to pick the shop side. I do recommend pick the other side because you're going to reset that. You can reset the shop. So let's say on the left side you went and you didn't get Perg Melly, reset the shop and see if you get it. Because Perg Melly and Mael could potentially be in there, and if they're not, they're in the next floor. So again, I would recommend that the best way to do it is on the second floor. Try to get Melly or that because he will cheese, or Mael will also cheese the Bond floor because you have to finish it off with the ultimate or kill him super fast, where he will revive and you have to kill that new life also. Yeah, so that is how that works also. But it is very awkward how this one was designed. Again, not difficult, but annoying is what I will say. It's going to make you do a few attempts here and there in order to beat it. It's not Shield Hero. Never expect Shield Hero again. People keep commenting, oh, that's why Shield Hero's Labyrinth was the best. That was just a collab Labyrinth to give you something to like tide you over so they have an excuse not to give you content or a story for Labyrinth. But it was very easy. Shield Hero was the easiest freaking Labyrinth we've ever gotten. And even the first one to me was easier than this. I don't know, for some reason, but this was just annoying. Okay, simple as that. But it's not like, you're going to suffer or pull any hairs. It's just you're going to have to walk through it and at least be aware of some of the stupid gimmicks that they changed because they've changed a lot, yeah? It's, again, 2 characters per floor. It's like 3 or 4 usually, up to 12 characters you can at least have a chance for. And then there's more shop currency floating around. Like you have more opinion or more options there and also more passives, correct? This is not passive heavy at all. There were I literally went in, I'm pretty sure I didn't get any good passives. There was like a Goddess passive, which I had to dodge. I'm running Demon Team, and then I reset, and I got 2 freaking giant passives. I was so mad, dude. But to be honest, it wasn't, again, passive heavy at all. It's more team heavy. You have to form the team you're looking for. And again, like the top picks, I got to say, are just Demon Team. In my opinion, it's either Demon Team or Goddess Team. If you're going Demon Team, you want Chandler, you want Blue Zeldris. I more so would recommend Green Zeldris if you can find him. He's on the second shop. Or the first shop on the second floor. He'll be there, so try to obtain him because you will be applying ignites constantly. In the depths, I don't think you will, but if you're trying to like just clear the top there, Zeldris will help you a crap ton because you will be applying debuffs, and he will be boosting your damage because again that's his passive, correct? And he puts up pretty good damage, and he has that debuff card which is very strong for stopping some ults or at least kind of preventing that, and he has good damage, right? So all those things kind of come into play. And after the Bond stage, because you have a green, right? Blue Zeldris will die for you, all right? So I was in a call with somebody, and they kept losing their Blue Zeldris because Green Escanor would kill them in seconds, yeah? Chandler was able to tank a little bit. He's somebody that I did get. Mike Cusack was dead since the second floor. He just died, and I didn't get a revive for him. Again, it's very weird because there's no revives anywhere. It's only going to be given to you at the very, very end or at the like in the depths, right? Or just in a shop. That's it. There's no other revives or health packs anywhere. But again, the 3 bosses. The max tips I can give you for anything, Escanor really isn't too hard if you have a good team. Bond is annoying because he will revive, so make sure you just keep that in mind. You have to kill him with an ult, but if you kill him with an ult, something happens. So you have to use normal attacks, let him revive, and then kill him again. That's how you'll do it there. With Melly, just kill him. You have to one-shot him from 50% below because he will... Or just basically 3-shot him from 50 below because he will just kill you. He will have where his passive allows him to crit, and he'll do insane damage. So you have to do that. Make sure if he's at 50%, you fully kill him at that point. No lower. Don't leave him at like 25%. He will just murk you, okay? So that's there. Mainly the problem, I would say, in this boss also, or in this Labyrinth, the middle floors aren't easy, correct? Like the regular floor ones, unless you get a good team like Melly. Melly just clears it. Melly just cheeses it. So after the basic part when I got Melly, everything became so freaking easy. It was just a walk in the park. Before that, I was sweating a little bit. I'm like, my Cusack's dead. Oh no, we're approaching a point here where what do I do? But as soon as you get Melly or Mael, depending on what you go for, your run will become significantly easier. They just destroy. There is no ultimate escort in here, so if you're trying to run a human team, I did not see him one time, but he could be. Maybe I just didn't get him. Fezdienne is in there, and she's actually pretty good for taunting. But again, she took an insane amount of damage where I don't even know if it's worth it to use her because Bond's phase will destroy her, and so many other blue bosses will just destroy her. It's as if you kind of need a light or dark unit to kind of carry you. I did see someone complete with a full-on human team, which is possible. Blue Escanor was his pick. Again, his Blue Escanor basically almost died on the Green Escanor stage. But for what it is, hey, I think that this Labyrinth is better, but it is annoying. I will say that. I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to have a little bit of a tough time if you are like fully getting burnt on passives. Or not passives, characters. Like if you go through the first stage and you're not able to get through some stuff, it will very much annoy you. So I do recommend to go through it and have a little bit of fun with it. Also, I know this question is going to be asked, so I thought I'd just address it too. No, you do not need to own any of these characters. They'll be given to you. I do not own any of the 3 that were provided at the start. They gave it to me. I'm pretty sure they're just going to provide you the characters, obviously, because this Labyrinth kind of needs them. All right, so in comparison to some other ones, and people told me that they did get Mael in the last one, even though they didn't own him. So it is a new precedent where they'll allow you just to have the characters, even if you don't own them. So that is a pretty cool thing. Yeah, at the start, you can test all those characters, have a bit of fun with them, and in my opinion, Cusack's the way to go. But it is true that you can try the characters, and Liz is helpful, and King is helpful too. They all are actually helpful to building a team comp and working one. So fully up to you, but they are good, and you do not need to own them. They will be provided to you just like that. It's not going to give you alternative picks. Those 3 will be always there for you, whether you own them or not. Simple as that. So just keep that part in mind. Again, the shop is there also. I'll talk about that in a second. I don't know how long the gameplay will be. So I'll tell you like the run. So the video, which it could be like a different run combined in it, so I don't actually know. But at the time of recording, the video was about 35 minutes long. So it's a normal Labyrinth run. It didn't take me extra time or anything like that. But I will speed it up when you're watching it. So it's probably going to be 3 times. So in about 30, 40 seconds, it should end. But I'm going to edit this poorly, and it's not going to work. So with it, I'm just going to say that, again, if I would like to do a tier list on ranking these, I forget so many of them, but I would say this is kind of better than the last one, just because it's like easier to form your team. That one took me a while to form Goddess team. This one you can form your team pretty easily, right? They give you the units up front to form the team. It's just you have to survive through the stages to get to that point to form the team. And again, if you are not getting the unit you're looking for, yeah, GG's, bro, because there's only like 2 attempts per floor to get a unit, and at that there's only 3 attempts to get the unit you're looking for, unless you're resetting, correct? So I do recommend just aim for the final ones always being the character ones, because you can pay for a reset. That's the best, because you have a chance to check if there's a different character you can get if you didn't get what you're looking for, which it took me 3 times one time to get like a reset for a Mael, which it won't work if you're missing that. All right. But again, human team can work definitely if you just put some time and effort into it. There's passives that exist. You only have 1 try for them. You only have 1 try unless you reset the passives to give you a stacked passive. It's like plus 100% DPS or damage for Goddess race allies or unknown allies. When I reset it, I got Giant and Unknown. So for me running Demon Team, I got shafted miserably. I got every other race getting a buff except that one. So there are those passives, but it's only under 1 stage, which is the final one. That's when it'll give it to you, but you only have 1 choice. Like, that's it. There are no other passives given to you. There's 3 passives altogether given to you, other than the permanent passive, which you already have, which, again, I do recommend to keep an eye on that, because that will be very helpful. It will apply ignites. It will keep you with damage increase, basically more damage output, damage reduction. I think also, like, you can't die, basically, right? And then evasion. So it's just right. If you know how to use Reinhardt and you know how Reinhardt's passive works, it's basically just Reinhardt's passive attached to you constantly, okay? So every turn is going to be different, and sometimes it saves you. Sometimes it actually will help you. I think on the Bond stage, I survived because he was able to tank that hit, allowing me to win. So sometimes that can really come in clutch. So keep an eye on the passives, learn the icon and know which one's which, and that will actually be a huge tip. I should have said that earlier. But again, this is not like my full guide. I will make a full global guide when it comes out, doing my run slowly and talking over it for a 30-minute video, because he'll want that. And it's like, oh, can you just like slow it down? You know, you're speeding up the gameplay. But always on JP, I don't want to do too much until I go into global, try it out, see how it goes, and understand it more and more. And again, I have to do this for 1 more account over here on JP. So once I do that, I'll let you know. Okay, so I'll have more experience with it. But again, definitely, I would rate this. I don't know. I don't like this one, actually. I don't. So I'm not going to rate anything. I didn't like it because I like to get more characters and have more of a chance to like build some like wacky team. Here, it was like just forced. Like, you have to do it. You have to submit to the Demon team. And again, I'm saying that relatively because last one was like that too. You had to submit to the Goddess team. But it's just like, that's how Labyrinth is. Literally, that is how Labyrinth is. They were like, oh, you can use any unit you want in those dev notes. Bull crap. Absolute bull crap. But yeah, back in the game here. This is what the shop looks like, just in case you are curious. It will take you some time. I'm not going to lie to you, Chief. Because, again, like, think about it. Before, it's like this usually, correct? This time, 800 additional points have to be farmed. That's like, what is it, 50% or something like that? So you will be here for a while, all right? An extra hour or two of grinding for 800 more points. But LR coins are very valuable, so I'll give this a huge W. Regardless of anything, I will be farming this. I will be there. I will be farming this unequivocally, indefinitely until I need to. So I'm gonna have a blast. But it is worth mentioning that, yeah, it's gonna be a bit of farming, dog. It's gonna be a bit of farming. So just keep that in mind. The Melly outfit looks beautiful. The gems are there. This is over there. So take care of it. Have fun. Just my little thoughts on it on this season. A bit of a wacky one, but definitely not like painfully hard. Just, meh. I'd say that's the best way to say it. Meh.